Howdy folks, how are y'all doing? My name is Rees, and welcome back to Minecraft 2025, the adventure of a lifetime, where today we are going to be working on a place to breed axolotls. We really want to create a nice little environment for them where they don't need to worry about anything other than mecking babies, right? So I was looking around the island. I was trying to figure out where exactly to do this. Do we do it in the barn? They're not barn animals. We don't really want to create a new construct on the beach after we just destroyed the one that was imprisoning all of our lovely toidles, who have now dispersed into the Great Lake area and are exploring at their leisure. Isn't it beautiful? Isn't it a beautiful sight to see? I'm quite happy with it. And of course, if we wanted to, we could breed more of them. And yeah, we're still waiting over here. The torches to either side was just happenstance, but I'm going to choose to believe they're keeping the eggs warm while we wait on them to hatch, and the flickering light scares off those awful creatures who sit around on the beaches waiting to consume the flesh of the newborn turtles. I've seen the documentaries. I know what it's like. They lead a tough life, those poor things. But I looked over here, and I thought to myself, this might be perfect. Check this out. Remember, we found our axolotls inside of a lush cave, and that makes sense, right? They want to live in a lush cave environment. Well, here, we've got this beautiful water source right here that is rather deep. Admittedly, they could get lost, so maybe we add a bottom to it. I don't know yet. This is also concerning because they could potentially fall to the bottom of the world through that gap there, so we're going to need to fill that in. I'm thinking about just using glass. Just put glass here because light will shine through it, even though it is broken and the light is not shining. Should we go ahead and try to fix that too while I'll tell you what, while we're at it, you know what? I'm going to hop down to the bottom of the world, and this is probably the worst way to do it, but we can just slowly glide. And you'll see after a while, eventually, after we go low enough, the beams are going to kick on. There they are. I don't know why. I have no clue why. They just don't make it all the way to the top. And then eventually we land here on top of the stained glass. Well, what if we just get rid of the stained glass? And we'll collect it because we've got Silk Touch, right? We got Silky we're using here right now. So there we go. Those are all going to be shooting straight up into the sky now. Did we get them all? Nope. There we go. Okay. And then we should be able to do this. Oh, are you kidding me? It still doesn't make it out. Like, it still doesn't make it past a few blocks up. Right there. Doesn't make any sense. Don't make no sense at all. Boom. Just gone. Well, that is what it is, and that's okay. Oh, boy. Oh, heavens. I don't know why I didn't just assume that wouldn't happen. We're going to replace all of this here. So that's going to cause water to start falling down there. But then we're going to throw down the white stained glass. So that's what's in my inventory. So no more axolotls getting down there. No more water getting down there. And, I mean, I don't know about the light coming through, but maybe we should also do that to the bottom to prevent them from going into any of these caves. I would actually prefer clear glass, but it's looking like I don't have any. I've got plenty of glass panes, but not just regular old clear glass. Unless... Hold on a second. Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay, no, we're good. I came down here to get the signs that I think fell, which should be waiting for me. Yes, indeed. I also looked up real quick, and I found a couple other people on Reddit saying that they're having trouble with the beams not going all the way up in the latest version of, or the latest versions of NeoForge, which is what we are using. So I suppose it's a common, possibly NeoForge problem. Oh, right. Oh, dear. Okay. Yeah, no, I'd completely kind of forgotten that I'd put glass there, so obviously we can't get back up that way. Could have ended poorly. I wonder if maybe disabling and re-enabling the beacons would do it, like breaking them and replacing them. But I didn't bring anything with me that I could use to activate them, so I'm not going to do that. But that could be it! I mean, the beacon works! I've clearly got all 6 of the bonuses from it, you know, but it's just not working right. We're going to replace the stained glass with regular glass. I think it probably looks a little bit better and is a little less distracting. Oh. Okay, I finally just got close enough to one of those things we've got to activate beacon power. Or not beacon power. Well, yeah, beacon power. I should put another one inside of here. Yes, yes indeed. I should do that, shouldn't I? Also, does this just dead end here? No, this connects up to my tunnels at some point. We definitely don't want them swimming down here. They'll get lost forever. Conduit power is what it's called. I just had to check. I had to swim back down there to get some more, so I could actually see what I was doing to finish this project. Really, that's all my glass. I didn't consider that that would happen. Let's get the sand going, and then while that's going, we're going to start our next project. We're going to have to wait on the glass anyway. So, project number 2 is going to be clearing away all of this dirt surrounding this pool. Well, that's a bit of a misspeak. Hold on. It's not going to be all the dirt. It's going to be all the dirt to this point. And then we'll kind of have it just be kind of rounded right there. We'll work on making that a bit more natural. And then remember, the idea for all of this was that we build up a retaining wall sort of a situation, but also have that be a part of the upcoming big project to have whatever we're going to end up calling it, the big trade hall or whatever. The beacons make a big difference when you're doing this. If we're actually going to go to that mountain, and we're actually going to call it Mount Vasselgen, and we're going to build a fortress there, we're going to have to go with beacons at the ready, right? At least a couple of them, which means fixing the nether, so that we can actually get beacons in a reasonable rate. Because we got most of the ones here, like the first few were so fast, and then I kept trying to make it more efficient, and it just got worse over time. So now that we know how it actually works to keep things from getting up here on land. Hi there, you. I just happened to come over here to make a point. I didn't know you were in the water. Dude, you're reckless, and that's going to get one of my turtles hurt. And I'm not going to stand for that, all right? These turtles are my kin. They're basically my offspring. I raised them from birth. I saw to it that their parents made love, and then I collected their eggs, and I took the scoots right off their bodies. As I was saying, though, we don't really need to have this wall here anymore. You know, now we know that the way this actually works is we just need to make sure that we don't have a block leading up to here and the drowned are completely helpless, which means that we can actually lower all of this by a block. We're not going to. We've already gone through the effort of putting the barn up there like that and that up there like that. But what we are going to do is we're going to have this go down a level so that at least right about in here, it's at the same level as the water. Or we could elevate the water an extra block, but that would be tricky to do. It would take a while. I think we'd have to build a structure out and then place water a couple of blocks at a time and then bring the structure back in and do that again and again and again, as opposed to just what I'm doing right here, which is just breaking all of this. And then as the Minecraft music, the classic Minecraft music kicks in, I guess I was going to say that what we could do is we could have this be almost like a viewing platform where there's an extra block of height kind of all the way around it. And that way we could look down at the axolotls and engage with the axolotls, but they couldn't necessarily get back out. That might be an idea. We're going to bring grass down here, and I'm going to need some stone bricks. I think we are going to go stone bricks. I know I asked before cobblestone or stone bricks, and I did get literally one response from someone saying they liked the cobblestone, which, I mean, I appreciate the feedback, and I don't think you're wrong for liking the cobblestone, but the more I've looked at it, the more I've kind of come to the conclusion that I personally would prefer to use the stone bricks. So I know it might sound like, well, geez, you asked, and now you're just not going to do what people requested or what they suggested or what they recommended. And it's not that so much as it's a veto is what it is. Every so often you got to do a veto. Okay, and today I'm vetoing that because I just, for very personal reasons to myself. I mean, it makes it sound like there's something to it. There's nothing to it, really. I just would rather have it be stone brick. I like the look of the stone brick more than the cobblestone. I'm not a cobblestone hater. I guess if the feedback had been overwhelmingly in favor of cobblestone, that would be one thing. But, yeah. So, I mean, we might even end up changing that anyway. I just wanted to finally get it uniform because it's been not uniform for a long time. I think that same commenter made the suggestion to replace the dirt blocks here with, like, wood blocks. That would look good. We will do that. That's definitely going to happen. But for now, how wide is this? That's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I guess we'll go in line with this wall, although it might end up getting extended in the future. I guess it really also just doesn't kind of matter at the moment how we do this, but something like that. Okay, there's that completed. And then what we can do is we can have the stairs actually possibly... Oh, you know what I just realized is that we actually need to have a fence here so people don't fall in. We don't really have that over here. Pretty much anyone could fall into here and get mauled by Jacob McJackrabbit. Not Ash the Ocelot, he's chill, but Jacob McJackrabbit, he'll eat your flesh, man. I guess we could just do like we did here and kind of have the stone brick slabs. And if that's the case, we're going to need more stone bricks. Fortunately, we don't really need to go make those We can do them in our inventory, and that'll be fine. And then, yeah, we're kind of wasting the grass under here now. I like how you can see through the world as you place these, but there we go. That'll go like that. And then we should probably use a saw for the next stage of the operation. It'll be a little bit quicker. Oh, there we are. Perfect. Lovely. I need to be able to get in and out of there in case I fall in and for whatever reason beacon power isn't activated, which I mean, doesn't happen often, but having a couple of ladders in and out doesn't hurt. And then now that I'm thinking about it, over there, these are only half a slab, and that'll work to keep the axolotls in. It does raise the question of what we're going to do here, though. Because if we just have half a slab, that looks inviting. So I don't know if that's going to work necessarily. It's fine here like this, right? We've got our emergency escapes over here in case the axolotls kind of start looking at us with that look that makes us think that maybe they're a little hungry and for whatever reason we can't get out otherwise. There we go. We've got ladders for emergency escapes. Right here, I guess what we can do is, I mean, the simplest thing in the world, which is just take this back. There we go. And then have this be like that. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, okay. And then the axolotls go inside of here, and maybe we have a little cave for them back here, because they like their lush caves. Go ahead and clear out the gravel. We might even end up with like a natural cave, or we'll accidentally dig into here, which I should have expected, because we knew this was back here. Not a surprise, if you're paying attention. Speaking of, we will need glass to fill in that hole. We will go ahead and fill this in, but we'll put the tunnel kind of right over here, and I'm going to go ahead and get that coal. That coal's been down there for a long time, and gosh darn it, it's about time we finally go ahead and get it. That's pretty decent looking, but now we've got to make it look lush, and that goes for the whole place, and I know how we're going to go about doing that. Oh, good. Oh, no, my inventory is full. I was going to say we go ahead and get the glass. Not right now. Oh, I'm going to go ahead and place these down here somewhere. We're going to have to place this one off the corner, just so we have room for the other one, so maybe a couple of blocks off the corner. There we go. Got all my emergency exits. And then I've got a loot box full of items that are going to be perfect for creating the ideal environment for axolotls. So first off, we've got glow lichen and we've got glow berries. Now, glow lichen doesn't necessarily feature prominently in these sorts of environments, but it is going to be a great source of light. So let's get some bone meal and light the place up. That's the cave vines. Did I completely misspeak there? I think I said the glow lichen wouldn't feature and then made it sound like it would. This is going to go underwater, because it'll go underwater and produce a very minimal amount of light that'll keep this place well lit. And it should spread over time, and it's going to provide quite a bit of light. Now, you can't really tell if you've got just like vanilla textures and all that. In my experience, it doesn't show up very well. But when you have the shaders on, I think it looks great. And you can already see the difference down here, that it definitely feels much more well lit. And as the glow lichen spreads, it'll glow even more, filling up even more light into the beautiful, bountiful world. Oh, and also we can seal this off, so we'll have none escaping that way, as well as none escaping this direction into the tunnels. But we can come down here and watch them possibly swim, if they do in fact swim under the water. Interesting how that's shaped. That almost looks like an intentional pattern. It isn't, but it almost looks like it. Get some more of these berries, and we'll plop them down out here. And that'll create more light outside. And we'll probably have to add some supplemental lighting around the outside of the enclosure so we don't get like zombies or creepers or things inside of here, and that's fine. I think those will just grow now, by the way. If we right-click them with clippers, it should prevent them from growing further, but I kind of want them to. Now, one thing I don't know is whether or not they'll grow berries on their own over time. I think we might have to do that. That's not all we've got, though, and we've got more to give, so toss those in there. I wanted to test sea pickles real quick. If we throw a sea pickle down here at the bottom of the world, and we right-click it, have we tested this yet? This is what we wanted to find out. Okay, well, that works. That's probably, we need to do that, too, obviously. But you telling me we can't make more sea pickles by right-clicking them? That's unfortunate. How do you make a sea pickle? Can you make a sea pickle? Is there a way to make a sea pickle? Can you duplicate a sea pickle? Doesn't seem like it. That's a shame. Maybe if we go back to the biome where we found them and we right-click the ground with sand, possibly we'll get sea pickles. Maybe they only spawn in certain biomes. Again, like the ones where we found them. Definitely want to have more seagrass down here, though. Not on... Well, we don't know if beacons will pass through seagrass. They might. Kind of weird that we got all this grass growing on solid stone. But... And we'll leave that sea pickle down there. I don't mind. Does it prevent mob spawns if we hit F8? I guess the mob spawn tool doesn't work underwater, because that didn't do anything. So we've never had a drown spawn in here. Maybe today will be the day. I don't know. One thing I do need to do is place down whichever one of these has got water buckets in it. And I think I moved them to the blue one because that made more sense. And we need to make sure that the water is actually at a level inside of here so the axolotls can flow in and out. There we go. Yes, no more flowing water. Okay, good. We've got some flowering azaleas, which I thought would be nice. I'm pretty sure those came from the caves. What happens if we right-click those with bone meal? I do wonder. Oh, it becomes big. I didn't know the azalea tree would become big. I mean, I know it did in real life. I had no idea it would do it in the game. It's just oak though, which is unfortunate. But that looks good. I mean, it's a funny. I've seen azaleas in real life. They don't usually look like that necessarily, but a bit of shade is good, especially in the early morning hours. I'm going to do some sculpting here. I'm going to do some sculpting of the earth by doing this, right? We can kind of extend that out a little bit. And I don't think we have any grass, but I do have dirt, so we can do that. And that's less of a perfect point, makes it look a little bit more natural. And then we'll stick another azalea maybe right there. And we're not going to grow that one. We'll leave it as is. I got a big drip leaf, which I thought was just kind of cool looking. I thought we could put it inside of here. We found one inside of a lush cave once, so it would make sense to have it here. If I could, in fact, place it down, but I cannot. And also, it has no other uses, so what do I do with a big drip leaf? Does anyone know what to do with this? I'm right-clicking all over the place. There does not appear to be anything you can do useful with the big drip leaf, is what I am learning right now. I'm looking it up. Oh, they have to be placed on top of dirt? Oh, that's weird. But okay. Here's some dirt, and here's a big drip leaf. I guess. I liked it when it was in the water. Can I actually... Hold on. Can we break that dirt and put that dirt here and then put the big drip leaf on top of it? I mean, yes. There's the big drip leaf, everyone. I brought the firefly bushes down. I know that they're not necessarily a part of a balanced lush cave. You know, like a balanced diet. But I like them, and I thought they would look kind of... They'd look kind of good down here around the water because they kind of look like something you'd find in a sort of swampy environment. And now's as good an opportunity as any to make more of them. Kind of have them be clustered up down here. See what I mean, though? Do you see what I mean? All right. Make one more. And we'll set it inside of the cave here. Over here on the side by the cave, possibly. Can we not be in the swimming position, please? Yeah. There we go. Make a few more of them. I think that's great. I like that. Makes for a cool atmosphere. I like to see them flying around in the air. And then finally, we basically just got moss blocks, and we got moss carpets. So, did not mean to do that. Let's let's break all of these, really. And we'll place down some moss blocks instead. There we go. Those look kind of cozy. It looks like the kind of place an axolotl would like to kind of swim up and have a little rest, you know, right up on top of here, I think. I'm going to plus a carpet right there, yeah. Actually, no, I'm not. That didn't make any sense. I'm going to... Ooh, I did not mean to do that. I definitely just broke that there. Didn't mean for that to happen. Plop that back down. There we go. I think it's about time we let those axolotl out. I think it's about time we let them go and explore this brand new world of theirs. So, Axolotl A and Axolotl B, let me introduce you to your new paradise. Swim back here, and as the sun sets... Just see how they like it. Look at them swim. Look at them diving. They definitely seem to like this a whole lot more than they did the last place we had them locked up inside of, which is good. That makes me happy. They're diving deep. They're exploring the cave. I don't know what they're looking for. Probably tropical fish, because that's apparently how you breed them, I've discovered. And by discovered, I mean I looked it up. But there she is. It's a beautiful sight to behold, and I'm quite pleased with it. So until next time, thank you folks for watching. God bless you, and I'll see you all later. Goodbye.